guys, my name is Alex.
And I'm Spencer.
And we're here with the Crypto Kings. And today we want to share everything we know and our experiences so far with cryptocurrency and blockchain, and how we've done so well in this space, which is really exciting. Spencer and I both had some experience with Bitcoins in the past. We were familiar with the technology. We're both computer heavy with our interest and our free time. So we were familiar with the subject, but I had never mined Bitcoin. Did you ever mine it?
No.
No, and it's amazing just to think that I had dozens of laptops around all the time. We could have accumulated hundreds and hundreds. Mm-hmm. It's interesting how we learn. But I was actually able to buy Bitcoin initially at $3 and $7, and I sold them at $4.40 many years ago, based on Tech Syndicate. Tech Syndicate was a YouTube channel, and he kept talking me into it. Logan and Wendell, the guys over there. Pretty cool. Wendell's got his own channel now. And so we've been learning as we go. We started mining heavy for profit, seeking profit in the space in September, right?
Yeah, end of September.
End of September. Yeah, end of September 23rd. September 24th is when we kicked it off. And I started here with the dual GTX 660s. And Spencer didn't really pick up on it right away. You didn't start mining your own coins right away on your personal rig, did you?
No, not really.
And so then, refresh my memory. I know we had several clients that had done really well in the block space. Had made millions of dollars. They had, in the last year, had done really well for themselves, investing in things like Bitcoin or Ethereum at the beginning. And some of these people were looking to take some risk out and learn more about the investment space, because most of them honestly just got lucky. They got a tip from someone and they bought into it and it worked out well for them. It's not a great business practice in general, but they did really well with it. So we decided that there's definitely money in the blockchain space, both for companies and for profit for mining. And at the time, mining was actually profitable. At the end of September, mining was relatively profitable. We were able to mine and earn enough money to get more equipment in a few months.
Yeah.
So we started building rigs up for people right away. And we sold a couple juniors. We sold Marvin and Alex and Crystal and a few other people machines right away. And we learned pretty quickly that scale was the trick.
Yeah.
So how did you get convinced? What conversation made you turn essentially your house and a couple other places into farms, and you've dedicated now the better part of a year of your life solely to this venture with me?
Well, I had written a paper on Bitcoin at college a few years ago, and so I was kind of interested into it, and I'd always been following the news, and one of the things that always was kind of interesting was that someone bought a bunch of pizzas for an amount of Bitcoin, and then a year later someone was selling their house for that same amount of Bitcoin.
Right.
And so that kind of was really interested me, but I just never did. And then you came here oh, I think we can build a miner, or install the mining software and figure out how to do everything.
Yeah, and at the time it wasn't easy.
No, yeah.
Even in September, it involved a lot. It still involves a lot of terminal. And the stuff that we do specifically, a lot of the plug and play, the one-click miners, they screw you so bad.
Yeah.
They take more percentage than they let on, and the hash rate's poor, and the payouts are poor, and there's a lot of scams set up with those companies. Yeah. So we wanted to do everything open source right from the beginning. And because I've got a CCNA, computer networking background, an engineering background, I'm really keen. I had a hardware repair business for many years where we specialized in computers and electronic equipment. I got to making machines over here overnight. I would have Spencer come over, and he would help me through some of the Linux stuff that I wasn't as familiar with, some of the kernel stuff and some of the shells, some of the more sophisticated aspects of it, so that we could really fine-tune these programs to do exactly what we wanted. And he would leave. We would start putting it together, and we would enter some kind of hardware compatibility issue, something, because it was all new to us. And so Spencer would go home at 11 o'clock, and I would sit here till 6 a.m. unplugging things and plugging them back in and learning the order and learning that we could use onboard video, install the drivers, plug in a card, run it from the one card, get your video output there, and then we learned through the processes that the video outputs change if you add more cards. But we worked through all that, and through time we eliminated all those issues by...
The connectivity issues at the beginning were probably the biggest
the
thing.
video outputs, the connectivity issues. Oh, it was incredible because there was no, this is the right driver, this is the right tool set, or this. And so I can understand when a lot of people enter this space, they end up using these one-click programs or these Hive OS or Simple OS and things, because it's this all-in-one suite that makes everything easy. But there are always better ways to do things, and we really focused on that right away. And without realizing how well we were, how enlightened we were thinking, we focused on primarily cost of production, without even really realizing that's what we were doing. Most people were worried about buying as many cheap cards as possible and getting as much hashes out of those. And that works for short-term gains, but over sustained mining, over the year, we realized that we want as low of a cost of production. Now that's where Spencer really came into a hand. I was able to get the machines running, I was able to sell the machines to clients, I was able to get people interested. We built up a really good, really strong community of about 60 really well-informed people who are what we would call enlightened in their thinking. And they're learning all the time. They're learning, they're adapting, and they're profiting with us. And that's that mentality that we try to push out with our business. And we were really super conservative. We were really low risk, no money in, we would only reinvest with profits. Anytime we took money in that was cryptocurrency for any services or hardware, we made sure to sell it immediately at a profit the second we could, and we did really good with our financials. We sold everything in January and December. We did really good. We didn't invest in any projects that we lost money in at all. We are holding some coins that have lost value, but those were all profit anyways. So yeah, we've done really well. What we mostly did is we started with our existing equipment. We built up the knowledge. You got really good at lowering our cost of production. And then we built out our own facility to eliminate a lot of the cost of overhead. Now doing that, we've only had good experiences even when the market took a hit. Because we were still profitable. We're profitable at like $173 ETH or something. It's wild. Now, we built out a lot of business around the blockchain space. What's a couple services and what are some of the things you've done?
So I do like remote connection for people, troubleshooting.
For miners.
You
do remote connection where you're configuring mining equipment for them. And that's mostly in an effort for them to improve their mining. A lot of these people, like I was chatting with Aaron yesterday, and he manages a company that has hundreds of 1080 Ti's, 200 Ti, 1080 Ti's, kind of like us, but higher, a step up in cards. And I was asking him about the ETH pill, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to get around to that." And I was like, "We had the ETH pill on our clients' computers. We had it on our computer the day it launched, and we had it on our clients' computers within 2 days."
No, I tried it out for like a week to make sure everything was good.
Right,
yeah.
But and all the orders that happened after the ETH pill immediately ordered a rig that week, and it went out with the ETH pills on it. And Jason had it going literally day 2 with your help. And this is what I'm trying to say is, it's about adapting. You have to stay so dynamic, and that's the one thing people get they decide they like AMD, or they like a 580, or they like the 480, or they like this coin or that coin or this program. And we've run, how many different mining software have we run now? Probably a dozen.
Yeah.
And we've tested several different methods and platforms. We've now, you dial into servers and you set them up to be more efficient. We maintain them for people. You and I have both done lots of consulting, hardware wallet lessons, coin reviews. We do audits on companies. Okay, what else have you done?
troubleshooting.
Yeah, we've also done hardware. We've done distribution for people. We've helped get a hold of parts. Now we do cloud mining.
Yeah.
We do mining equipment production. So we build out hardware. We help people make their existing hardware more efficient. They bring it to us. We service equipment ongoingly. That's one of the things that people don't realize, and we're going to have to start putting programs into place. Of course, everyone who's got equipment from us now, we won't. But we need to have a service program, because we've done dozens of hours of service on each of those machines that have gone out, free of charge in some cases. Because we want to, but it's not about, this business isn't a business in that we're building it up. It was never about making money from selling machines. We were making, honestly, a couple $100 on most of our machines when we sold them. We were making nothing. But the purpose was to build up a team and build up a pool. And we're now up to like 8-9 gigahashes some days. It's incredible. And all those people are aligned, and we all rely on each other to increase our profits so we can adapt and we can evolve and profit. So that's this and like a dozen other things, right? We do a lot of affiliate linking. We moderate communities on Facebook and get paid in cryptocurrency for that. People send us documentation to study. People pay for our textbooks and things. Like, we're becoming very quickly some trusted sources, some informed sources in the space. And sometimes I wish I could learn more. I knew it all. But listening to even the smartest people in the space, you can only learn so much at a time and stay. So we started mining in September.
Yeah.
We started mining to seek profit. We had built up a farm of 100 GPUs.
We started in the guest room.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Take this.
Yeah,
so we started here at my house on this table.
Yeah.
With a couple machines that kept blowing my power here.
Yeah. So basically, we started moving them over to my house. So
Spencer's got a very nice house.
We set them up in the guest room, and then we started. And then
it went within weeks.
Yeah.
It went from a single computer in the guest room to there being 4 computers in there.
Yeah.
And then we realized that this wasn't going to work.
And then luckily my mother was out of town for like a couple months, that I had computers running in her bedroom too.
We had them everywhere. When we were starting this, guys, because we took probably through December, through October, through February. Realistically, how much in orders do you think we took? A couple $100,000.
Yeah.
Close to 200, probably more, just over $200,000 in orders, all at once. It happened. In 3 weeks. Over December, we took probably $212,000 worth of cash orders. I'm talking wire transfers, Bitcoin, cash in hand. Guys showing up with $60,000 at the house, just being like, "Hey man, I heard you can make these machines." And it's true, right? And it's all been, we haven't paid for any marketing. It's all been word of mouth. All of our business branched out from those initial customers that we build equipment for. And then they referred us to their friends and other people in the space. And then eventually, people internationally started gravitating to us from our presence online and all our training videos and tutorials and all the one-on-one interaction we were doing with people to help them out. It caused a lot of business to come to us. And it's amazing. We have strangers wire us $20,000 under the assumption that we're going to send them equipment. Now, business can't exist without trust, right?
Yeah.
We're so blessed to have reached a point of being trusted entities in this space that is so untrustworthy.
Yeah.
And we did that in 3 months, not even in 2 months. We were able to build up enough knowledge that we were able to gravitate and create enough goodwill and trust around us that we literally created a business. A lot of businesses are not profitable for 2-4 years. That's a completely normal thing. We were green the day we started, and we've literally been green every day since. And that's just, that cash flow can be a problem because we want to hold the cryptocurrency instead of using it all. So we've encountered several cash flow issues throughout, because we need to go order $40,000 worth of video cards at a time. Okay, so we were in your guest room. Where did we go from there, Spencer?
from there we went into the basement.
And so one of the former businesses that Spencer managed and kind of ran had recently been sold, and it kind of moved all the processing through to the U.S. So we took over a space, and we had electricians come,
Yeah.
and we wired it up basically into a commercial location, quite literally a commercial location. And we've secured it. We've put 3 layers of security systems in. We've got cameras on the outside, cameras on the inside, cameras everywhere. We don't keep any of the private keys on site. All the hardware wallets that we mine to are stored in a safety deposit box at the bank now. What else have we done? We had guys make... Okay, so then it was... We were so early in the space when it was blowing up that you couldn't get the racks. Mining racks didn't exist. Yeah. So we had this great guy, Ryan, who's one of our team members, who, if you guys want designs or if you want custom designs, really what I would call is practical, functional, real-world designs, not pretty cases with glass and fucking cost you $400 a server case. I mean, if you're just looking for the blueprints so you can go get some wood and build a rack, Ryan's the guy to talk to. And he built us how many racks?
Oh, so many racks.
All over December, too. And he went away, and he came back and made his racks. Oh, we have nothing but love for Ryan. Unfortunately, Ryan is working full-time in commercial industries, and he's able to make a lot more than we were paying him for racks. But it's okay, because as Ryan didn't have time to produce the dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of racks, all those wood racks you see in our videos, those tall stacks, and most of all our clients' racks that went out commercially in those first 4 months were all on the wood racks. Really, he did a really good job, and he got all the cool. So the point is, we were able to gravitate a lot of really cool people. We met really cool people like Crystal and Jason. We met really neat people like Ryan and Alex, and they all kind of helped us with all these different... They helped us install the security systems, and they helped us. You had your buddy came and did all the power. He's an electrician. We could have spent tens of thousands of dollars to do some of that if we had hired the hydro company to do it. But I think we filled up that panel for like a few $100s. It's incredible. And then over time and negotiation, we were able to work out a deal where we ended up with a whole business space downstairs. And now we've got hundreds of cards down there. We're building machines down there on a weekly basis. We're setting it up to be a study center. We've got our wall of shame, which is the GPU wall. Now Spencer, let's talk about that business and the mining. So we've done really well. We basically started with what we owned, our own equipment, and we built a business from nothing based on trust and our ability to do things that others couldn't and provide a value to people. And in the short period of time, we've built up a passive income of several $100s a month. We have networked incredibly. We've met some wild people, and now we're working on projects that are going to be our $1 million. This year. You're going to see Spencer and I release some $1 million projects. You're going to see us have teams of 10, 12 people. It's going to be. We really want to do a lot of good while we can, while we've got this energy. While people are focused and ready, and we have the trust and the knowledge, and we have the time to study. We were just talking about people, Spencer's sister just had a child. Imagine if we were trying to do what we're doing right now. I was up till 4 a.m. last night studying. And Spencer, how you go from your other businesses to this business pretty much all day, every day. Literally, you were locked up in the basement for 3 months. We sent Spencer down into the mine. And I don't know if Spencer... I really... bit off a lot in December because we had literally reached ROI on so much of our equipment. We had hundreds of graphics cards. At any point we had 4 or 5 gigahertz of ETH running, and we started with no money. We took a little bit of money for power adapters here. But maybe at most we're under $1,000 each into this. Out of
we built a 6-card rig initially, just to get started, and then after
you owned a couple of those cards, and you owned 2 of those cards. I owned 2 of those cards, But that was from money that we had paid ourselves from building equipment, isn't it? I don't know if I took income from other channels of income for that.
No, I think that was like just our initial put in.
The 1060s or the 1050s?
The 1060s.
Right, that's right.
When the bottom 6 cards of that 12 card rig was the first rig that we built.
This is the first rig that we built, that's right. Now Des filled that up. We built a full 12 card 1060 rig for Des.
Oh, it was another one.
Oh, it's different.
We still have ours.
We still have ours, but it's funny because like how things have evolved. Now we have dozens of 1070 Ti rigs. Yeah, okay, so maybe we did buy in initially. But I think my share came from consulting I had done up to that point in the crypto space. I don't think I pulled that money out of Amazon or eBay or drop shipping or like the other stuff I did. You had taken that money out of one of your other jobs. Yeah. Now, at your house alone, we've got equipment in a few places, but at your house alone, just in that one room, how many GPUs? 70? 80?
Yeah, I think there's around 80.
Yeah, just in that one, and that one room is max, right? We have to put other equipment in other places now. And we literally have machines we can't run all the time. So we're growing faster than our infrastructure is allowing us to. And so we've moved out to a few other locations, and we're looking at a few other solutions, some long-term solutions. Now we're evolving into other parts of the business. So we're now working on projects that we're going to require teams, development projects, dApps, device apps, blockchain apps. We're doing websites. We're probably not going to have a ton of time to do them today, but we're going to have to. We're going to build out a half dozen websites in the space. We're doing the Bitcoin class, the blockchain class. We're doing informative content on a regular basis. We're still doing a lot of consulting. We're still building rigs. We're still interfacing with large-scale miners and helping them. Guys, honestly, we're really open. It's not about you giving us money. It's about us learning, adapting, and profiting together. Like
which is basically what we've done with the FPGAs.
Right. Oh yeah. So explain the FPGAs. So we got a couple of FPGAs for ourselves, but we actually went in on an FPGA.
Yeah.
With 4 of other clients.
Yeah, 3 other clients.
Mo, Jason, and Bar.
Yeah.
Right. So the 5 of us went in on an FPGA card together, and then a few. Jason's got a card. We got a couple cards. Shauna's got a couple cards coming, a few cards coming, and like we're gonna end up with probably 10 FPGA cards that we're gonna be developing on. Now, why would people do that? Why would people just be like, yeah, sure, I'll share? Because they know that we're gonna make good on it. They know that we're gonna literally have these FPGAs running faster than anybody else and making money, and we're gonna use them not just for the crypto mining. But for offloading work, we might find out that we could turn this one FPGA, we might be able to literally turn it into 10 Acorns, and it might be more efficient to use one FPGA to offload work for 12 1070 Ti's. Who knows? We're gonna find out though, and this is why we're teaching ourselves from the ground up. Now that's one of the things. You've always been a keen person, but that was one of the things that really changed for both of us right away. Is the amount of study time we were doing.
Yeah.
How many hours a day in December? So let's get back to December. So now I've taken probably $200,000 of orders, and we have literally 15, 16 people waiting for machines in order, and like being nice about it. Some of these machines took a full month to build because cards weren't available, and I'm leaving. Spencer has always worked with other people, and now he's basically on his own. And I've given him hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equipment. I've given him incredibly short timelines for things that we haven't even done yet. Like our AMD NVIDIA speculative miner rig is still an ongoing project. Like it's running, it's great. We need somewhere to power it. We can't run it. But that had how many hours of research, honestly?
Way too much.
How many? 10, 20, 50?
Yeah,
probably 50 hours. And so
trying we did 3 different operating systems and a bunch of different mining programs and different sets
just
of drivers
and all the different memory rates and flashes and mods.
And when that didn't work, then you started swapping all the hardware on it and
oh yeah, it was an ongoing
completely
process.
disassembling it and then putting it all
back
the way
together
back together
a few times. But this is what we learn. This is the value that we give to other people. While people are doing their day job, or they're vacationing, or they're investing, or focusing on the things that they're skilled with and understanding, we focus on. We try to focus on everything else. We try to focus on the stuff that people aren't paying attention to. Is that screen live? Okay, back at it. So then I leave. I literally get up and go. I'm just like, bye, Spencer. And I'm interfacing with people. Literally, Lauren's parents didn't know what to make of it, because here I am at just middle of December, and for 8 hours of the day I was interfacing with clients on the phone. 8 hours a day, talking to people, messaging people. We just had a client screw us. One of the guys frauded us on PayPal, and so I had spent probably 50 hours on the phone with PayPal, a total that didn't go anywhere. So we were like, I was trying to deal with all of this stuff while I was in Ontario, and Spencer was here in Vancouver on his own. And let's be honest. It was very hard for both of us, emotionally and physically. The amount of... We basically took a 4-year program where there isn't any school. There is no program for this stuff. And we learned it all in like a month. We learned it all. And I can't stress that we learned it all. We were so dynamic. We tried so many things. And we ended up really focused on cost of production. So we were buying higher end equipment with a lower cost of running. Souls per watt is what we were obsessed with. And fortunately we did.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have had to turn their equipment off since then. And so I leave. And at one point, Spencer had a bit of a, not a breakdown, but there was certainly mental health distress. And I had a few little cries with you, buddy. I came over and I got pretty emotional a couple times. I had to pull my car over one day, and I had to ask Lauren to come get me because I wasn't able to drive. And like that's like I'm getting emotional. I see Spencer gets a little emotional when we talk about this shit, because like what we've been through to make this all work and to get all those orders out in 30 days and to make all those machines keep running at the most optimal dynamic way and constantly adapting for our clients. People have no idea how much work we put in. It's dollar per hour, we're talking pennies at this point. But we're building towards something big. And we already have turned it into a few big things. It's pretty incredible. But Spencer got through that part of his mentality that was limiting his scope and limiting his ability to see true value in himself and really appreciate how much he was learning and what it was doing for people and where it was going. And I learned that it's not all personal. I can't take it all on my chest, and that I need to basically share everything. I can't build all the machines. It was really hard for me to right, because there was things I could do that Spencer wasn't really fluid at, and there was things that Spencer was fluid at that I really wasn't at yet. But it was hard for me to just accept that instead of just teaching myself all these things that he's just more efficient at. And he's got a mind. He's got the mind for more efficiency than I do. I have a more practical approach, where Spencer has a more analytical approach. And I had to just decide that he was going to become the memory tuner, and he was going to become the programmer, and I was going to become the sales guy. No much bitching I do was ever going to make Spencer efficient. It's as efficient as me at social media. And I think when we both learned our position is when everything got a lot more relaxed. We kind of, I stopped learning how to tune computers as much, and you stopped trying to learn how to be a social media expert. And there was a lot of fun in the beginning. We had to work through a lot of that. People didn't understand. There was a few toxic people that we had brought into the circle by mistake, and it really can poison the well. One bad team member, one toxic person can really, and that's another thing I had to deal with, that we can't save everybody. Some people are not going to evolve with us. Some people are not going to keep adapting. And we try so hard to make everyone adapt with us so they can keep... We have a bunch of FPGA cards, and we're surrounded by commercial miners that can't afford to get into these cards. We have people buying these cards for us. More and more and more people are saying things to me on a regular basis like, Alex, they're going to write books about you. Like what you and Spencer are doing right now, these are going to be the books. And I could talk about how we might or might not have been mining crypto coins on the back ends of servers for large corporations, or how we have or haven't been selling mining equipment to anonymous farmers at scale, or how we have or haven't been helping people with cash exits with cryptocurrency, or how we have or haven't been doing all these other things. It's all part of the space right now, and we've tried very hard to keep everything above board, very hard. And we've gotten to a pretty wild point now. You know, people, if we weren't direct, I don't think we would have taken all those orders. I don't think we would have retained all that business. You know, we're getting tips from people. We're getting 8F tips and things from people. Like, I can't, you know, it's incredible to think about. So we got through a lot of that. The business relationship worked. We brought a lot of people in that have helped us. And where do you see Crypto Kings going over the next, say, year? What do you? I see the classes. I see us having a lot of very refined, polished, informative content for people.
Yeah.
I see us doing a lot more commercial scale maintenance and tuning. I see that becoming a large part of the business.
Working on branding. I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah, we've got to build out our sustainability. We get our brand across all platforms. As you can see, this is not what you would call 100% professional, but we're getting there. And I think we've learned that we've brought people in this time. We've tried to bring several people into the business, and due to ethics, due to keenness, due to focus, due to their perspectives, whatever the reason, they might not jive with 100% of everything we're doing. But we've had so many people try, and so many people show up to the table and want to help, and that's the only real reason that this has been so successful, is because everybody keeps coming to the table and wanting to help, and keeps wanting us all to get better. It's nobody. If anybody figures out something clever, they don't keep it to themselves.
Yeah. We
all are sharing that information, and that, I guess, ethical approach, that environment, that style of teamwork has got us here. And so just to recap, we went from mining on our personal equipment to having hundreds of cards and having done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars of business over, 8 months? It's incredible, guys. It's incredible. If you guys have any questions, please check out our Crypto Kings page. It's a business page based in Vancouver, BC. Crypto Kings, facebook.com/CryptoKings101. Check out Spencer Daymore on Facebook. He's really open. He's always happy to he's very busy, so he'll respond when he has time, of course. But we try to be helpful as much as possible. If you guys have any questions about the business, or if you guys want to get involved at all, just let us know. We've got half a dozen projects that we're building out right now. The Bitcoin classes, the different websites, now the apps, the blockchain apps that we're working towards. There's a whole lot of stuff going on. So, yeah, just reach out to us. We're transparent. Alex G. Hillman, Spencer Daymore, Crypto Kings, Motorcycles Vancouver, the Lan Closet. Please get involved. I hope that our experiences here help you at all. You know, like I said, we both had a cry. We both had a mental break, quite literally. I went into therapy because of this company. I can't stress that enough.
I lost 50 pounds.
He literally lost 50 pounds over the course of like 3 months. We didn't see him. And nobody realized because he was just in the sweatbox working. We've met a lot of really good people. We've built up a lot of trust. You got to trust people. We have to trust people. We have to trust that they have our good intentions in mind as well. And I think we've learned that cost of production is really important.
Yeah.
Not taking out trying to do everything bootstrap as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you bootstrap your investments and if you bootstrap your learning, you really reduce the risk involved with it. And when you're ready, and when you know you're ready, and when you really understand the climate and the atmosphere, you'll know in your heart or in your mind or in your portfolio that it's time to buy this or mine this